my channel, and in this video I've got a design using this week's Gems colour of the week. So last week I did a couple of chitty chatty real-time gel polish designs and I really enjoyed doing those, so I decided I was going to do another one this week, and I might even do an acrylic one too. Now obviously it's not just about what I enjoy, it's about what you guys enjoy, so please let me know down below in the comments if you are enjoying these videos, or if you did enjoy these videos, it's something you'd like to see more of, or any other requests. But for now I'm going to continue to do a few, not necessarily every week, but I had a few ideas come to me last night and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give them a go on film. So this one is a bit like my creative no idea where it's going to go with this design, but we're going to give it a try and see where we end up. So this week's Gems colour of the week is the beautiful Leah. This is a stunning spring green, but it's also a colour change and changes to a gorgeous yellow. So we're going to be using this one. I am also going to add in a touch of Angel. This is the bright word. I am going to use some of the Gems glitter of the week. This is the Angel Mylar, and I'm going to use these in Elf, and we are going to, or I'm going to hopefully show you that it is possible to use these with gel polish and sort of encapsulate with the Builder Gel in Bottle or Felicity Flex. So we'll see how that goes. I've got a few decals here from the Decal Queen, which I think I'm going to use. These are really old ones. I don't think they're available anymore, but I thought they'd work for what I had in mind. And then I've just got my Tina Top, Betty Base and Felicity Flex. Finally, what I am going to be using in this design is the Gems airbrush. Now I have had this airbrush for sort of now over a year, and I've used it a grand total of twice. I'm still not 100% sure with it, but I thought we'd give it a go. So with using the airbrush, I'm also going to grab a glove just for when I come to use it. I'm not going to be using it at this exact moment. I'm going to get started with the design. So I'm going to start off and apply my first coat of our gel polishes. So I'm going to be using Leah on the index and the pinky, and I'm going to be using Angel on the middle and the ring finger. So the middle and the ring finger is where I'm going to be using the airbrush as well, and adding some airbrushed Leah and also the decals, and we're going to use the Mylar on top of Leah on these two nails, or at least that is my plan. We shall see how it goes. So I have popped my base nails in here, and I've just applied some short almond tips, full cover, just glued them on top. Now these are the tips I get from Shein. They actually, on the packet and on the website, say that these are long stiletto tips, but I mean, if these are long stiletto tips, well, then I'm the Princess of Wales, because they're not long, in my opinion, and they definitely are more almond shape. But whatever you want to call them, if you want to go with long stiletto, I'm not going to argue with you, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I certainly don't think they are a long stiletto. Whatever shape and length you want to call them, these are some of my favourites for gel polish designs. And now, trying really hard not to smudge what I've done, we're going to do Angel on the middle two. I'm then going to cure this first coat and go in with a second coat on all 4 nails. While my second coat is curing, I'm just going to get some of the Elf Mylar out. So I am going to do this in a similar way to how I did the petals, and just tip some out on my kitchen roll and really spread it out, because what I really want is some of these much smaller shards. They're going to sit much flatter on the nail. Now I could have put this on a tray, a glitter catch tray. That would have been much easier to tip them back into the pot, but do you know what? I'm not going to worry. Now, if you are one of those people that is worried about getting glitter, dust, dirt, or touching a tacky layer, you could now sort of top coat or matte top coat the nails you're not going to be working on. So in this case it would be the white nails, so we don't accidentally touch them. I'm just going to pray to God that I don't, because I didn't get my matte top coat down, and if I do, I will just wipe them over. Would be the plan. So I'm going to use Betty Base. And I'm going to apply just a nice thin coat of that over the entire nail, and we're going to lay the glitter into that. Now, I am hoping if I pick out the small enough pieces, I will be able to cure it pretty flat to the nail. But just in case, I've got a little piece of plastic out, and I'll do similar to how I would do it on a acrylic nail and hold it, pinch it underneath. But I'm just going to pick out some of these small pieces. This is going to end up being I'm not going to say this is going to end up being a tedious job. It's nowhere near as long or as fiddly as placing the petal glitters last week. Oh, that's really proper English, that, Helen. The petal glitters last week, because I'm not looking to get that perfect pattern. I'm just looking to place them. And where you've got sort of a large surface of the nail, we can try some bigger pieces as well, but I want them to lay flat. So it's sort of going to look like sort of cracked mosaic mirror, I think. And by picking out these smaller pieces, they are laying nice and flat onto the nail. So you definitely want to tip out the mylar onto something so you can easily pick up the smaller pieces. That's not a small piece. You could use a brush instead of a pickup tool like I'm using, but I am sort of picking up a few pieces at a time. And once I'm happy with that nail, that is looking quite cool, I'm just gonna flash cure it. I do think my little torch is in need of new batteries, but I think I can just flash cure it enough. And I'm hoping, let me just move my camera in, you can see the colour change to the yellow. That's looking quite cool. So Betty base, nice and thin, and Betty base is a really nice thin base coat. I mean, it's a beautiful base coat, but it's thin. It's not thick, or doesn't go gloopy or anything. So I think for placing glitter into a gel polish design, Betty base is perfect. I don't like placing the glitter into the colour, because if you smoosh, you're going to end up getting that coloured gel polish on the nail. Betty is nice and thin, so you're not adding loads of thickness to the nail, and you've then got tackiness when you come to apply Tina top. Whereas if you want to encapsulate in something like Felicity Flex, you've got something tacky for it to grip hold of. So this is the pinky nail, so I'm just trying to pick out more of the little tiny shards. If they're sticking to your tool, just give your tool a wipe off. And again, you can go in with some of the larger pieces. You just want to think about the placement of them so that they're not sticking up off the nail. If they are sticking up slightly, that's okay, because you can then go in with either Felicity Flex or even the Builder Gel in a bottle, which is obviously a thicker consistency, and that will nicely encapsulate all of that. And you could always then go over with your buffer or your file, just a low grit file, so 180 or even a 240. Do love me a 240, and just smooth it out. But I'm thinking or feeling I've got that pretty thin that we're not going to need to do that. It's just a little bit here that's sticking up that I can see, so we're just going to press that down. Just check it. Now I'm going to pop this in the lamp and do a full 60-second cure. What I'm going to do with these two nails now is I'm going to go over with another Betty. This will just help to smooth it out slightly, and also when you use glitters, foils, chromes, pigments, or even do things like stamping or decals on a gel polish, you want to double top coat. Although, as I said in my videos last week when I did the stickers on my abstract design, I tend to do something like Betty Base, or if I need something a little bit thicker, I might use a Felicity Flex and then a Tina top. So I just do one top coat, and by using Betty or Felicity, I've then got a coat that the top coat can grip to. I'm going to flip the hand upside down just for a second. That's going to allow that just to pull slightly. Gravity can do its work and it'll smooth out the nail a bit. And then I'm going to pop in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. So it's a little bit bumpy in places. You can see the glitter sticking up. But I'm going to go in straight away now and do Tina top, and I will again flip my hand upside down to allow that to really level out and hopefully smooth out everything on the nail. If when I've finished, and I will probably leave it until I finish the entire design, I feel it is not quite as smooth as I would like, what I'll do is I'll take my my 240 grit file. I will just go over the full surface of the nails, and then I'll just go in with another top coat. But I will see how that feels at the end, and that is always an option. If you feel it's just a little bit bumpy in places, or you've got a little bit of glitter sticking up, just go over it once you've done your top coat and then top coat again. So again, I'm just going to flip the hand and I'm going to hold it. So this lets gravity do the work. Think about where you would have the apex if this was a... Oh, I need that hand forward, sorry, that nail forward, because that's the one that's got a bit. So think about where the apex would be as well, because if we can, we'll get that top coat to sort of pull back towards where you'd get the apex on a gel extension or an acrylic. And we're going to cure that. And then I'm going to move on to the middle nail. This is where I'm going to be using the airbrush. Now, anyone who uses airbrushes, please feel free to correct me if I'm doing anything wrong. As I said, I've had it over a year, and I've only used it a couple of times. So this is the Gems airbrush, which I picked up last year at our ambassador weekend. Let's just move out a bit. So take the lid off the little bit, and I'm going to pop a few drops of Leah in there. I don't need loads. I can't quite see what I'm doing, sorry. Just going to hold this down to me. So I'm just going to do sort of 3 or 4 drops of that, like so. And then I'm going to do some drops of the airbrush solution. And this comes with it, and this is what we mix the gel polish with. So you don't want to do this with any of the polishes or even the paints, gel paints that have shimmer in them. It needs to be just a flat colour. Now, if you were working on actual clients here, or even on yourself, I would recommend putting something around the skin or around the nail on the skin to protect it. So either you can get sort of that silicone that you paint on, you can get sort of nail guards that you stick on that, I'll be honest, I think look really fiddly and faffy. And you want to put that on your client to protect their skin. And also sort of check before you cure each mist, I call it, because if there is any left on the nail, on the skin, you just want to make sure you get that off before you cure. Because this is not a real client, this is just my practice hand, it's not that much of a worry. I'm just going to give it a wipe over because I have got some fluff on there, which is annoying. You could put a glove if you're only doing a couple of nails, put a glove on and sort of snip off the fingers of the fingers you're not doing, so you don't worry about getting any paint on there. You just sort of snip it to there. But because these two nails are all finished, and I don't think I'm going to need to buff over, if I do get any paint on there, I will wipe it off before I cure. So I'm going to do this as a bit of an ombre on these two nails to start off with. So I'm not going to talk through because the airbrush is a little bit noisy. I've put a little bit of paper towel down, but I will just clean up if I need to. Let's go. And my airbrush needs charging. Great. Right, let's charge the airbrush and we'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully. While I wait for the airbrush to charge up, I probably should have checked that before I started filming. Let's pick out the decals that I'm going to use and get those ready, because that's something I can do. So I'm liking this one and I quite liking that one, and I think I'm just going to do the same on both nails. So let's just, I'm just going to flip these so you can see I've got quite a nice smooth. There's a little bit that's sort of raised, but it's not enough that I'm going to worry about for this design. But if you really didn't like it, if you felt it was too now she says that. Right, here we go. Second time lucky. I have charged it. I will put it back on charge when I've done this, but you know, I just wanted to get this now done, this design done. So here we go. As I said, I'm not going to talk as I go because the airbrush is going to be a bit noisy, but we're just ombreing it, so just sort of at the tip. So, going to pick up my decals. Slide them off the backing and then just place them on the nail. Right, I think actually what I'm going to do here is base coat them. I'm just going to pop that back on there, just because I want to make sure these decals stick down nicely. And obviously I wiped the white part of the nail. And this is also going to give me an idea of what my my little airbrushing design's looking like, and if I want to add a bit more at the end. Right, let's try again. There's better. That is better. Right. Because I want to layer these, I'm going to have to top coat again, or base coat, sorry, again, so I can place the second one on, because it's not going to stick where the other part of the decal is. So whilst this might seem a little bit faffy and that we're going sort of backwards and forwards, as I said in my video last week, if you're doing this on a client, you will be able to do one hand while the other hand is curing in the lamp, so it won't be quite as long as it feels with just the one hand, because obviously I can't do anything while this one is in the lamp. Just getting out a few little wrinkles, because we don't want no wrinkles. Okay, cure that. We can stick the other ones on now, because they won't stick. Just going to take that off. We can always file around the free edge. At the end, if I need to, just sort of layering these flowers. So here we have this design all top coated, cured and finished. I think this is a really cute sort of spring green design, incorporating the gems colour of the week and one of the glitters of the week. So it's a little bit of fun, a little bit of playtime, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As I said at the start, please let me know if you would like more videos like this, or if you have any other requests. I would love to hear from you guys so that I can bring content that you are going to enjoy. But we have come to the end of this video now. So please give this video a thumbs up and please leave me any comments down below. I do love to hear from you, whether it's about the videos, the designs, requests, absolutely anything, or just say hi. If you're new to my channel, please click that subscribe button and make sure you check out the description box, because I will pop all of the product details and links in there. Don't forget, when shopping at the Nail Team, you can use my code Helen5 for a 5% discount on all full price products. That doesn't include the colour and the glitter of the week because they are already discounted. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again very soon. Bye. Mwah.